there, guys. I'm just making a cup of coffee, so bear with me. I will be back. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Let me just pull this up here. I usually start these because it takes a few minutes before anybody shows up, and no one's even here yet, so it's all good. Just trying to get my coffee. Alright, I'll be right back. Oh, one person's here. I'll be right back. You grab my cup of coffee. Microphone in here. Whoever's watching, I appreciate you dropping in. If you want to leave me a 5x5, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. If not, I'll adjust the mic. I got the fan blowing over there, so if you wouldn't mind giving me a 5x5, that'd be great. And there's no rush. I'm not I'm not in a rush. Oh shit. Fuck. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. You know, when I need stuff to work on the computer, nothing's working right. Alright, let's see. This is part of the YouTube world, huh? You have to just get prepared and, you know, life's grand. Okay, well, I lost that individual, so tootie hoo, tootie hoo. Man, what is going on? Let me close all these windows here. Sometimes I think when you have too much stuff open, man, it just doesn't, you know, things just don't work the way you'll want them to. But let me open up another one here. YouTube, let's get you going. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me, man. 5x5, appreciate it. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for the world. Just let me know. Let me know, man. Okay. Where is Red at? Let me go to my channel. Oh, man. You know. Why is it so huge there? Damn thing. And still nothing. No comments. Alright, I guess I have a lurker. A lurker who does not like to comment. So hopefully you're not scared. Hey man, I'm friendly, dude. Just say 5x5, red, or, and then you know what? Let me make a comment here. Hello, just so I can see where I'm at on this. Yeah, there we go. And that way I don't have to necessarily put on my glasses, because you know. Alright, I'm gonna leave it like that, because I don't want to put on my glasses. We got 2 people watching. Awesome. Top of the morning to you. Let me know if you can hear me. 5x5. Can you hear me? I guess I could play the audio on my computer. Hello, can you hear me? Testing. Hello, can you hear me? Yep, I can hear myself. Can you hear me? That's the question. So, yeah, I usually put these lives on, and I do lives every once in a while. Just YouTube has changed so much. It's just, it hasn't been too busy these days. Take those off because I don't need them. YouTube has not been busy these days because everybody is living their life. Everyone's living their life now, so there isn't a whole lot. Sure. There isn't a whole lot that's going on these days with the YouTube crowds. And I'll talk about that a little bit. What I've been up to on this day. 1 year ago today was my last official day. So, but it's been great. Of course, I had other plans, thinking that, you know, I had other plans to like spend time with one of my grandkids and, you know, teach them some roping and just take them to the water park and just have a great summer, right? Things didn't happen that way, of course. Things changed, but you know, it's all good. Life happens, and life happens, and you just kind of roll with it, man. And I've had plenty of time to sleep and get up when I want and do the things that I want. Pressure of life has definitely diminished as far as the stress goes. It's just been, it was a good time to retire, you know. So, but anyway, like I said, I got one person here watching. Can't tell if it's a mosquito on the screen or not, but yeah. Nobody wants mosquitoes here, so let me spray myself. I'll be back. You still haven't said anything, one person. I'm here. Let me know. Hopefully that'll keep the mosquitoes away and you're still here, and I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Man, I just don't draw in the big crowds, huh? Either that or everyone's asleep still, so yeah. I may just end this live if there's no engagement. I mean, what's the point? I can just go do a video and then upload it, right? And then just come back at a later time to watch it. So I'm gonna give it another minute or two, and then I think I'm gonna end this if I don't get any engagement. So yeah, yep. Life goes on, man. YouTube life starts to dwindle down, and people have better things to do. So I'm gonna end this here if I don't get any engagement. I see two people, but no one has said anything, and it just kind of like goes fluctuates. So it could just be YouTube messing around with me, like, hey, we're watching, but we're not commenting, right? So yeah, been trying to just de-escalate, de-wind, take down the pressure, enjoy life, take things a little bit slower. Um, just because I can, right? And next week I'll be starting a new chapter in my life, so that'll be exciting. I had a year to recover, had a year just to like do nothing, right? And honestly, I don't have to go back to work. I could just keep doing what I'm doing, set myself up pretty good. So um, I think it's more just for human interaction, engagement, something to keep me busy, um, you know, until I'm ready to say, hey, you know what, it's been fun, it's been great, but yeah, adios, I'm going to the next chapter. So I'm trying to plan my life out as much as I can, but things do happen, so you kind of roll with the punches, right? And you know what? I may just go ahead and start talking because I can't wait on everyone to show up. And the one person that's showing on the screen says one person's watching, hasn't said nothing. So you're watching. I guess you're a fan. So yeah. So on this day, 1947. Just kidding. On this day, a year ago, was my last official day of work, and I had been planning that out. Like the last year, I was like, I think this is it. I'm gonna figure out what I need to do, save up my time, purchase any additional time I can do, months, whatever, to get the hell out of here, and just start my retirement. I had just let's see, 23, so 21. My grandfather 2 years prior he had passed away, so that was a big chapter in my life that I was just off my plate. No, just dealing with him, and he lived into 91, which was awesome. That was a great run with him, having him in my life, raising me, just spending the last, good 20-ish years, maybe a little bit more than that, just me and him. My grandma had already passed away, so just having him in my life to just interact with and just really bond with was like a blessing in disguise, right? Because I never thought I would, I love my grandparents. They raised me, but I never thought I would be so close to him, or like, I've always appreciated my grandfather, but I never thought I would bond with him the way I did those last 20 years. And then of course, I took care of a lot of, financial stuff on my end to knock out, because I knew eventually I was going to want to retire here in a couple of years. And then fast forward to 2023, I said, this is the year I'm going to figure out what I need to do to, to call it quits, to retire. And, that took a lot of planning, a little stress, but I got it all tied together. I got all my ducks in a row, and at 48, I was able to retire. And then a couple of months later, I turned 49. So I'll be 50 here coming up pretty soon. Not 50 yet, and then another 2 months. And I can't even believe it, 50 years old. Like, man, like that's a milestone, right? That's like you're halfway there, if not majority of the way there, right? And then it's like, and luckily, I don't smoke, I don't drink. And the last, well, shit, since I left, I was about 216 in weight, and I'm currently down. And this has been a slow process because I took some vacation. I retired right around the holidays, so I was like, man, I'm just gonna enjoy these couple of months, right? So from August, end of August when I retired, well, let's say September 1, through December into the new year, I pretty much just said, I'm just gonna enjoy these months. I'm not gonna worry about like, New Year's resolution, losing weight, any goals, really set goals in mind. I'm just gonna enjoy it, right? And then at the beginning of the year, I thought, okay, let me work on my health. Let me work on my fitness. I want to get my weight down, right? And I'm not one of those extreme type where I'm like, I go hard and heavy and crazy. It was a slow progression, but the first thing I stopped doing was I stopped drinking. That was the number one thing. It's just, I stopped drinking and said, I don't need to drink anymore, right? Because eventually everyone stops drinking. They're told to stop drinking because it's like, it's just not good for your health. Now, for those that still drink and drink a shot of whiskey every once in a while, hey, hats off to you. Good for you. It's your life. Do what you want. I want this body, my temple, to last as long as possible. Of course, I've never smoked before, so I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't use any recreational drugs. Not shitting on anyone that does. If that's your thing, puff puff, good for you. Go smoke one. But everyone's different, right? Some people need it for medical reasons. Some people need it because they're just anxiety and stressed out in life, and they're just like, I need to cope with this. And luckily, like I said, I've never used recreational drugs, so I've just been able to like stress and bear with the pain or whatever. Had a guy years ago when I was working. Years ago, I guess you would consider me kind of high strung, like kind of like I get stressed out about stuff or worked up. He's like, hey man, just chill, buddy. Go smoke some weed. And I'm just like, I probably should, but I can't do it. I can't get myself to do it. I've seen family who do that, and I don't want to. Hey, what's up, Bizza? What's going on, brother? An oil change. Monday will be 1 year since my last drink. Awesome. Thanks for watching, brother. Yeah. Hey, cheers to not drinking. Yeah, I don't have any reason for it. I mean, back in the day, it was like, yeah, have a beer too, or it was a hot summer day, or just we'd go tubing. But as I've gotten older and hopefully wiser, I'm like, I don't need it, right? As far as the oil change goes, let me see. Okay, you're online to get an oil change. Gotcha. Yeah. I feel better, right? And of course, same for you. I mean, you were on that health kick journey. Hopefully you're still on it, but you just feel better, man. Like I feel better. I'm lighter, right? I'm lighter. I feel better. I'm not perfect, right? I don't have the six-pack ab, but I'm pretty thin. Like I'm thin, like I'm tall, all right? But I went from like 216, 218, fluctuate in that range. I'm down to like 195, dude. That's a good jump, you know what I'm saying? So that's almost like 20 pounds ish. My goal is to get down to 190. If I can get to 185, I think that would be awesome, but I'm really just aiming for 190. Like I think 190 for me is a good weight. I feel lighter, it's just better on your joints. You just feel better, right? And I don't smoke, so cheers to our last drinks, right? Like And the funny thing is, my brother, who is like 12 years younger than me, he doesn't drink anymore either. We drink those seltzer drinks, they're like carbonated water, like hop water. with zero alcohol and stuff like I'm okay with that. And even then, I don't even drink those that much. It's just whenever we have a family function, to feel like I'm in the mix with everybody else, I'll drink a can. Like, hey, what do you drink? I'm like, oh, this thing. But it's actually picking up because I'm starting to see more and more people drink those type of waters, like the hop waters, the non-alcohol waters. A lot of beer manufacturers are starting to put those out, and they have them in the beer section too. And it says zero. They'll have a section of it. So I try to find random ones from time to time, just to, try something else. But things have not always planned out the way I wanted in retirement, not in a bad way, Bizza. The thing is, like, I had goals for myself, like maybe I'll venture into the knife business or like throwing knife, right? I find that people watch knife throwing and axe throwing stuff, but as far as people like wanting to do it, eh. People will see like, oh, TikTok videos. They're like, oh, okay, that's cool, or they'll like it, or I know I get a lot of views. It's just I don't get hundreds and hundreds, but I'm not into the paid subscription either, right? Which is if you get paid or you do the subscription ads, you get a lot more views. And I just like YouTube, I'm like, I'm not doing that shit. If you like it, you like it. So I just, I get views and all that, but I also think people are just, they don't like it that much, right? So they're just like, they don't want to spend the time and the money really doing that. They think it's cool when they're like, oh man, that's awesome. It's like when I go shoot shotguns, right? Everybody from the woodworks come out, my family and friends, right, online. They're like, oh, I like to go shooting. I'm like, hey man, meet me at the range, bring some money to pay for your range fee, and bring some money for the ammo, or go buy you some ammo and meet me at the range. Nobody shows up. Everybody wants to go to the party, but nobody wants to pay. And I'm like, dude, it costs to do this. Like, it's not free. And then you tell them, it's like, shotgun shells are not that much, right? But you tell people, oh, it's been a while since I bought any because I have so much now. But it's like, I don't know, $8-10 for a box of like 25 rounds, right? I could be wrong, a couple bucks, give or take. Walmart's the cheapest, of course, and I was like, you need at least 50 rounds. I mean, 50 rounds is like minimum decent. By then, your arm's gonna feel like a little sore. If you really want to shoot, 75 to 100, I say. Some people like to go crazy and go, I'm buying 150 to 200. Okay, knock yourself out, knock your shoulder out. But me, generally, 50 to 75 is good. Like, I feel good, and it's been fun or whatever, right? I start C shift 10 p.m. to 8:30, 4 days a week. Soon going to be a lifestyle adjustment. Text me later after this, or text me and I'll get it later. But yeah, and I'll text you what I'm going to be doing, because on Tuesday I'm starting my new gig too. And but yeah, I definitely want to hear what you're going to be doing. That's not too bad, I guess. 4 days, right? I mean, you have the 3 days off. I guess you have the 4/10s. Something like that. So lifetime change, lifestyle adjustment. But change is good. Sometimes we got to get out of our comfort zone. Some of us can plan for it, and sometimes we just have to roll with the business. So don't beat yourself up, or don't look at it in a bad way. Just say, hey man, you know what? Sometimes God just puts me where He wants me to be. It's not as planned, but I think it's gonna work out, man. And it's funny about when I say God, and I'm not a preaching kind of man. I'm a man of faith. I say that to people, right? I'll do my own prayers. I'll tell God, man, God, my life is in your hands. Put me where you need me to be. I give my life to you because I know I'm gonna die one day, and I certainly want to go to heaven, right? And so I'm like, thank you, guide my eyes, give me vision, wisdom. Let make my senses more aware, like when I'm driving to and from places. And God, take me to where you need me to be. Got to get my ass back in the gym. Yeah, definitely. And I think it's motivation, right? Because it's like once you get there, once you get to your goal, it's like now I got to maintain this weight, and then life happens, right? Job changes, relationships change, and then you kind of put that aside because like your priorities change, business, right? So it's like back in the day when you went to that event, which I'm not going to say out of respect for you, things happen, right? And then you're like, hey, I need something to occupy my time. Like most people, right? When they have a change in their life, their relationship, and then they're like, man, it's like everyone's like, you look good, man, you look good. I'm like, I feel good, you know, men and women, right? And then when you get back into a relationship or things happen again, it's like, man, you're not slim as much anymore. Like, well, life happens, you know. It's like you need something to occupy your time. So I get it. For me, it's just time. Like I have time now, so it's not so much that I'm in a different relationship. It's just I got time, and I'm not trying to get prison cut or anything like that. I'm trying to drop the weight first of all, and then I'm trying to keep some tone of muscle because they said after age 40 you start losing muscle mass. Like you don't retain it, and if you don't retain it when you get older, when you're in your 60s, 65, and you fall down, there's a good chance if you don't have any, if it's bone density, if you don't have any muscle on your bones are more fragile, right? So if you fall at 65, you're likely to break your femur bone or break your hip or something. And they said the chances of you surviving is like, I don't know, such and such percent or months. And I'm like, shit, man, like I want to stay healthy. So I'm doing like morning stretches. I'm doing all this stuff. Nothing heavy, just 30 minutes every other day. And then the days that I'm not really doing those, I'll do a shorter version of that. But I got my weights over there for, a little dumbbells. I got my bar. I'm doing more cardio type of stuff where I'm like, I'm doing my exercise. I'm doing this crunches, right, standing up, and then I'm doing these. So it's helping. I'm dropped down to 194, 195, trying to get down to 190, brother. So, but yeah, get back in the gym and again, I'm being discreet. Take your partner with you, take your partner with you. Get them in the gym too, and say, hey, would you mind coming with me? Because I really want to do this. Me and my wife go walking every day. We do a mile to mile and a half, sometimes two every once in a while, but we'll just walk the track. We'll do that in the evenings because it's been so damn hot. So 8:30 to 9, we're out there just walking. And it feels good. We'll usually eat a late dinner and then we'll go walking just to kind of digest it. And of course, I've been staying up late, but that's going to change next week. So this weekend, I got to get by Monday, I got to get on another sleeping schedule. So, and for some reason, I should have actually been sleeping till about 10:30, and I ended up waking up like 8:30 this morning. So I'm like, I feel a little tired still, but it's like, And I got some more people watching. Great. So yeah, it's been fun, this year, and life has changed so much, business, as you know, and anybody else that's out there, say hello. I'll give you a shout out. Um, you know, the priorities are changing, right? So now I'm not gonna be throwing knives as much. I'm still gonna do it when I can. Hey, what's up? What's up, Grant? Grant's Live. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining us. Things change, right? Like now I'm gonna have something else to occupy my time, aka work. Not full time, consider part time ish up until the like part time and then full time. It's like right here, right? So it's like perfect. Like, dude, I can do this. Like couple hours in the morning, Yeah, I got this, man. Like, and then I got the day to most of the day to myself still. So Monday through Friday, weekends off, paid holidays, like easy peasy, right? So just got to get through this year, and then next summer, my wife's hopefully going to retire, but who knows? She may decide I want to keep working because I don't want to be bored. I'm like, keep working then. But we got trips planned next year, so just going to try to stay busy, live life, because you don't know what tomorrow holds, right? And this is me saying it in a way to like just be humble. Like, we don't know where our lives are, right? Today we're here, tomorrow we're gone. I was looking up Midas Welby's channel. It's a good friend of ours, Maverick Mafia, Four Horsemen, and I'm like, dude, I miss him. I miss Midas, and I just like, I mean, you don't think in your wildest dreams that shit's gonna happen to you and you're gonna pass from an illness, right? In your 40s, like it happens, right? And I'm just like, I gotta cut out the sugars, I gotta work on my health. I gotta, stop drinking. do what I can to survive in this body as long as possible because I want to live. You know, I'd love to live to like 80 if possible, 85, 87. I'd be like, man, I got it. 90 is blessed. Anything past 90 is like, dude, I've had a great life. Like whatever happens at this point, I've had a blessed life. Grant, let's see. I'm finally working a good 6 days a week, getting my mojo back. Awesome. You know that Grant. I'm gonna say Grant. I have seen a lot of TikTok videos where people saying the job market's shit, man. Like it's just, it's fucking nightmare. It's a mess. Like people are applying, they're not getting callbacks. People are getting interviews, and then the employers are just ghosting them. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Somebody said that it. Remember the great silent walkout back in, I think it was in 21 or 22, where everybody was just quitting their jobs, like, oh, I don't want this. And then jobs were like, hey, we'll pay you 17, we'll pay you 21, $25 an hour, right? $18 to work at McDonald's, and no one's like, I don't want to do that. I don't know how people were surviving during that time. I don't know if they were still getting, you know, the checks from the zombie apocalypse or what, but I was wondering, like, how are people making it? Like, what are these people doing? They're just like at the beach. They're like, oh, this job, man, I'm living my life. I'm like, how are you paying rent? How are you paying your bills? You know, how are you surviving without a job? And now someone said, I wonder if employers are getting us back or making us pay back. It's karma, right, for walking out on them. Because now, if you have a job, I tell all my kids and everyone, you better hang on to that job. You better not quit that job until you find another job, because it's not like before where you can work and like, I don't like this job, quit, and then like 2 weeks later you get a job. No, it's taking people months, like 3 to 5 months to like get their apps in, get some type of notification, a call, an interview, and then if when they even hire them, it's like it's too late. It's like I'm already behind a couple of months of my bills. You know, barely got food to buy money to buy groceries. I'll tell you about the job. Well, I'm not gonna tell you where I'm working, but I'll tell you about the job that I'm gonna start next week, and that is, I started looking at the beginning of this year, like February, January, February, and I started applying back then. I went to a couple of job fairs, talked to the department where I'm gonna be at 3 different times, told them, hey, I put my app in, like, I'm just waiting on you guys. The very first one was like, hey, you want the job? You got it, we'll notify you. That shit slipped through the cracks. I don't know what happened. And then I went again in like April, and then I went again in June, right? And then it was like, I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, I'll look into it. And then I finally got a notification in July to say, hey, you want to interview? I'm like, man, I put this in like since February. And it's not that I don't qualify, because it's something like I did this kind of work up here. What I was doing, this is something totally different, but this is one of those jobs where like it doesn't even require like a high school or a degree or nothing. It's just like simple as can be, man. Standing up type of job, moving around a little bit, working with other people. But I'm like, and then of course that was at the end of July, like I don't know, July 20th, 25th. I had the job offer back then. They're like, hey, do you want the job? I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Just tell me when to start. They're like, we just got to turn your paperwork to HR and do your background check. A month later, dude, a month after they officially offered me the job, they're like, hey, we need you to submit these last pieces of paperwork. And there I am a couple of days ago, submitting it in. I'm like, they're like, oh, we need to do your fingerprints last minute. Yesterday I did my fingerprints, which I don't have a background, so I'm not worried about it. I started on Tuesday. Fingerprints on Friday, yesterday. Last minute. It's taken me this long since I actually got the interview offer, but they still had to run it through HR and give me the HR official. So it's taken a long time. So Grant, if you got that job, hang on to it. I hope it works out, man. I put in so many apps and not one call. Yeah, you're not alone, man. People have been putting in hundreds, like 300 to 500, and nothing. And then people are getting frustrated. I know that some of the high-tech jobs, even Tesla, people were getting laid off that had like engineering degrees. they're like, it's been a couple of months and like I'm not getting any offers. And one lady said, I have a engineering degree and some other degree, and she goes, I finally got one job to call me back. Hear this, get this. She said, they made me an offer, but see, the employers know, they know what the job market is like. So they're going to use it to their advantage. If they were normally offering you 25, 30 bucks an hour, like in a high-end job, just for example, and you were making that much at the previous job, but they let you go or whatever, and they know you've been looking for a job, they're gonna bring you in on the low end. One, because they can, because they're the employer, right? And they know there's a lot of people looking for jobs. Two, they know that you need work, so they're gonna be like, look, I know you were making 25, 30 bucks over there. This job's gonna pay you $21 an hour. And then she kind of and then she thought, oh, I'm gonna counter offer. When she did that, they replied back and says, we're gonna go in a different direction. She goes, they didn't even give me a chance to like counter with them. She goes, they made me an offer. I countered, and then they came back and said, hey, we're gonna go in a different direction. Thanks for applying. And she was like, I needed that job. And I'm like, you can't be picky. You can't be picky. You're not in the position, and you have to know that. And this is a double-edged sword, because when employers act like that, and then they do get somebody that's desperate, they're like, I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to get the job, because I've seen it a lot. People will get a job, and then they like half-ass the job because they don't want to do it. They'll blatantly tell coworkers like, I didn't even want this job, but I needed a job, so I applied for it and I took it. And then like in a couple months, they're out the door. They're like, yeah, I found another job. Like, I don't want to do this. But people need to eat. Hit me up later, bro. Gotta run. Okay, see you later, business. Have a good one, brother. But people put in the job apps. I mean, people will take the job because they need it. And can you blame them? No, because they're like, look, I got bills to pay. I gotta eat. I got a life, and I can't sustain that. I'm about to be homeless here. And it's like, what do you do? I mean, what do you expect? If you fuck around and find out too much, and you fuck around with people, from the employer's perspective, you're gonna get what you deserve too. So it's like, you kind of drag people to the mud, and then you expect them to be like chippery. It's like, no, it's like, fuck this job. Like, I'm gonna just do the bare minimum because they want to fucking underpay me. And then you have bad attitudes, right? Most of the time. Sometimes you still go out on a limb and you offer people the most, and they still fuck you over. So it's definitely a different job market. Luckily for me, I'm going into this like, I don't need the job. So if they say, hey, we gotta let you go 6 months later, I'm like, cool, man. I wasn't relying on this job to pay my bills. Really, this job is just going to be to pay for like vacations and stuff next year, and just have a little extra money just to have. So, hey Teresa, I read, stop by, say hello, and hit up. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you very much. You have a blessed day. So yeah, so it's just time. It's like I need something else to do. I even offered to volunteer at my local animal shelter. Can you believe that those guys they either didn't need the help, or I don't know. I'm like, volunteer, work for free, like maybe go 1 or 2 days out of the week and just help out. Didn't even hear nothing from them. And I'm like, damn, that's bad, right? When even volunteer work doesn't even call you back. So I don't know, maybe they were just overstaffed, but I mean, how can you not have enough volunteers? You can be like, hey, we don't need any more, but can we put you on the reserves like every other week or something? I'll be like, yeah, that's cool. It would have given me something to do for at least a month or two until I found this job. But life happens. But I'm moving forward. I'm looking at this marker as like, you know what? It's going to be a new chapter in my life here pretty soon. So I'll do that for about a year-ish, and if I like it, I'll go back and do it a second year if they'll have me back. I'm like, but I have to also. I'm at a point now where I'm in a good position where like, I don't need the job, and if I'm gonna work, I want to make sure I enjoy it. I'm getting something out of it. It's not so much for financial. It's just, am I getting something out of this other than money? Because I'm not looking to stress for career or move up the ladder, or not take it that serious, I guess. Just I'm coming to work, doing my job, try to have a good attitude with other people, be positive, and just come back to my life and get a check when it's payday. Put that towards a trip, put that in the savings, whatever. But yeah, it's just it's that's where I'm at right now. So, and it'll take me away from, I won't be throwing knives as much. I do videos, but these days nobody watches YouTube. So, all right, it says I got 3 people watching here. Can you give me just a thumbs up? If you don't want to say anything, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a 5x5. Say hello. Give me an emoji, whatever, just so I know who's watching. Now it says I got 2 people watching, so if you're there still, let me know. I know Bizza took off. Teresa just stopped by to say hello, and for the most part, I don't mind. I don't mind doing lives, but in this day and age, people are kind of moving on, right? People are moving on from social platforms because people have had to go back to work, right? They've had to, like, let me see, who tagged me or something. Okay. All right. Somebody wants to. Yeah. Other than that, guys, I'm open the floor up to comments if you want to ask me something, or if you want to tell me something, or if you want to share with the group. Go ahead. This is your moment to shine, right, on this big platform. So, yeah, yeah. Life will humble you, man, for sure, right? Life will humble you when you least expect it, and so definitely. The older that I've got, and when I say that, I know people are like, "You're not old, Red." I'm like, I'm not old, but I got a brain that, like, thinks like an older person, right? Because I want to be smart about my choices. I can't always make the right choices. I'm gonna make mistakes, right? But I want to be a better version of me today and tomorrow than I was yesterday. That's what I tell my kids: be a better version of yourself today and tomorrow. Like, you can't change the past. And I think that's how you grow, is like going through different stages of your life. Maybe you were arrogant, maybe you were a butthole, maybe you were a bully, maybe you were an ugly duck, and now you're a beautiful swan. But you always want to be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday. And that's where I'm at. Like, I don't know it all. Um, you know, I'm trying to be more humble each day. I'm trying to be more open-minded to, like, other people. Um, I'm doing my best to, like, walk away from arguments, walk away from debating with people, because at the end of the day, people are going to think what they're going to think, right? You're not going to change their mind. I can tell you, there's people here I don't like on YouTube. If I see their channel come across it, I'm like, and not because I'm sub to them, just because it pops up. I'm like, the person just, I think what I think about, but what I think about them, that doesn't change who they are. They're going to be who they are today and tomorrow and the next week. That's just who they are, just like I'm going to be who I am. I know I want to improve on myself in life as a person, my health, how I live my life, what I do with my time. I can work on me. I know what I can do. And other people don't have that same inspiration, and that's fine. It's their life to do what they want to do. So I'm trying not to be judgmental on other people, even though I may think like, same old, same old. But it is their life. They have the right to do what they want to do, right? I can't force them to change or tell them, hey, stop being a dickhead. People are who they are, and they know at the end of the day, when they turn the lights off, they're like, yeah, I'm a dickhead. I live off my spouse, my husband or wife, or yeah, I'm scamming these people on YouTube, and it's like, yeah, go ahead, do you, boo boo. It's like, do you, man? We got a lot of rain coming up, shit. But yeah, it's just oh shit, lots of rain this weekend. What's up, Yankee? What's going on, man? Yeah, I'm just shooting the shit of talking about a year today. You know, today on this day a year ago was my last official day working, and then I've just been enjoying it. And next week I start a new chapter in my life. It's been fun. It's been great, but I got to stay busy. You got to keep going, right? You can't just, even when your life is good and easy. Like, let's just say you won the lotto, right? Which I feel like I won the lotto because I get a check every month for all my hard work. And regardless if it snows or the sun's out or somebody's having a bad day, um, the post office is closed, I get a check. I get paid, right? I get direct deposit. I mean, I won the lotto in a small aspect, right? Didn't really win the lotto, but I'm using that as a metaphor. Like, can you imagine if you won the lotto and you're like, I don't have to do shit? At some point, even as good as your life may be, you have to change it up, right? It's like, like it's not good to just sit there and do nothing. Like, I can sit here and watch TV all day. I'm looking at the TV right now. I got the fan blowing, but I also have weights over there, right? So I'll get up, I'll do my exercise, I'll throw some knives, I'll go run errands. Hell, I'll just go to the store and just look around just to get out of the house. Um, but that's me trying to stay busy, right? And of course, I've taken trips throughout the years. I mean, throughout this past year, me and my wife, we've done stuff. We try to get out, but I'm now at the point where I'm at that mile marker where I'm like, I gotta do something else, man. Not because I have to work, not because I really want to work, but I'm looking at it more as like I'm just getting out and having purpose, giving me something to do, and that's a good feeling to know. Like, I'm not going to work because I need gas money. Like, I'm doing it because I'm like, I need to keep myself busy for at least another year until my wife retires. Although she could have already retired a long time ago, she just likes her job. So I'm like, okay, we'll keep working. So plus she can take vacation whenever she wants. So she has a really good job. But I know for me, it's like this new chapter is I'm hoping to be done by spring. That's good. That's good. Yeah, and think of this as your last run. Like, this is you're at that quarter mile, right? Like, between now and then, it's like knock out whatever you can knock out. And I tell people, pay off whatever bills you can pay off, right? Because you don't want to deal with financial stuff when you retire. And that was one of my goals, to like pay off all my credit cards, pay off the vehicles that we have. Like, those are just major chunks of like income that, like, I'm not having to pay every month, right? Knock on wood, right? That doesn't mean like another year from now that I won't have another car payment, because I may be like, hey, I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna get me a new truck. I'm gonna trade this one in. I've had it for 6 years, and I still got under 100,000 miles. All the maintenance has been kept up. The truck is running good, but who doesn't like a new truck? I just don't want $1,000 payments. So I'd have to probably apply this truck, sell it, because I'm sure I'd get a good amount for it, and use that toward the other truck and knock it down. Where instead of having a 5-year note, maybe I could have like a 2-year note or something. So, but we'll see. We'll see where life changes. I'm not in an eager state to go get a new vehicle. Just talking out loud. So, let me see. All right. No, I was just looking at the time. Yeah. So, now that I'll have more time to be busy, I hardly do any lives these days. There's not a whole lot of people coming up. The only thing left is the mortgage. Yeah, the mortgage for us too, man. It's like we got another, I don't know, 15 years, maybe less, but I think we have around 15 years-ish, give or take. And I want to move to my off-grid land, so this way. Yeah. And then that may be another thing, Yankee, is like you may just decide, hey, I'm not going to pay it off. I'm just going to sell it, pay off the mortgage with what I sell it for, and then the rest I'll just cash out and take it to your property. You could do that too, right? Like this house we have, everything on the outside is like done. New roof, new panel, painting. I mean, it looks nice on the outside of my house, right? And that was years of not attending to it because I had no money. The inside, we could use new tile. We upgraded one of the bathrooms, but there's still stuff to do, like new carpet, paint the inside. I painted the restrooms, but like the rest of the house, right? Maybe some new countertops. I don't know, to like make it new, but I told my wife, we should consider maybe selling here. But right now, the housing market's just, I think it's getting to a point where it's manageable. Top of the morning. Top of the morning to you, Joe. I'm just shooting the shit, man, talking about a year mark. Um, at six, oh, so Secret Survival. Hold on, I'll get to yours in a second. But Joe, today marks 1 year on this day. Was my last official day of work. So, but next week, I'm gonna start a new chapter in my life, something part-time-ish, Monday through Friday, weekends off, paid holidays. Do it for maybe a year, just to pay for a couple of trips next year that I got planned. That way, it doesn't come out of my pocket. Like, these trips are paid for. Like, let's just go. I told my wife, I'm gonna use this to put in a separate account, and I'll just pay on those, and we'll plan a trip, at least one or two trips with that. So she's like, cool. And I was like, and then we'll use our personal accounts for like spending or whatever. So, but Secret Survival at 60, I'm too old for off-grid work. Everything is paid here. Yeah, and then there comes a point. I was just thinking about this. Funny thing is, I was thinking about at this point, I don't see me moving to like a couple of acres land out in the country, like a one-story, maybe 5 acres of land away from the city. I just now the further me and my wife get into our ages, and my wife's a little bit older than me, I see the writing on the wall. Like, I just don't see us moving out to the country as I originally wanted to, because I know when you get older, you want to be closer to resources, right? And I'm like, yeah, that dream's kind of dying out. I think if it was just like I was just me by myself, I think there's a good chance I would have either just turned around, flipped this house, and rented it, use it as a rental, and take that money and then just travel wherever, stay at different places, and then find a place, or maybe just do those things where people do, where they're like, I'm gonna go to Arizona for like, and I say Arizona, I'm just talking out my ass. Like, I'll go to Colorado, well, not Colorado because of all the stuff, but somewhere, somewhere like New Mexico. I'm gonna go there for like a month or two, and then I'm gonna go to Arizona for like 2 months, and just find a place that I can like stay at, right? Or maybe jump around or travel, get a traveling van, and just do that, right? Just go do stuff. Maybe not permanently go buy a place, but just turn this place into a rental, and use that as my monthly expenses to like travel and just stay at places and just live it up, like just live up life for a year or two and do that. I don't think you can sustain life on the road like that, but I would do that, like go travel for a couple of months and come back home, or and then go back for a couple of months and then come back home, if it was just me. But my wife doesn't want to do that, so I'm like, okay, we'll just take a trip and then come back. I remember my mom saying we should have not moved so far out. She was seeing doctors. Yeah, yes, exactly, survival. Um, that is the thing that I hear from everyone, and I'm not calling you old, my friend. I'm not saying that. Now, I'm 50, right? I'll be 50 here in 2 months. But anyone that's like 30 and under, we're old farts, right? So they're like, grandpa, like you're just old. But I hear that from a lot of people. Like, when you're young, I think you're in your 30s to 50s, if you're already living that lifestyle, it's great. But everyone that lives like that eventually has to move back into the city. Even one of those mountain men, they're on the Mountain Men show on TV. There's one guy, he has a cowboy hat, and he's an old guy. He lives like, I don't know, Alaska or some shit. He was real popular. He was one of the pioneers of the show. He eventually, at this, like 2 seasons ago, he was like, I think I'm gonna have to hang it up. I'm getting too old for this. We're gonna have to move in closer to the major city. And he's like, yeah, because we go see the doctors. We need to be close to resources, and I can't sustain this life on my own. Even though he was married, his wife didn't go out with him, but he'd go out hunting and do this and that, and the cameras are following him. I'm like, nah, he's like grandpa old. But even he came to grips like, okay, this is not a life we could sustain, and I love it here, and it's been great. But the reality is, we're getting too old to be out here. And if something happens, like to me, my wife can't come out here and get me. And even if she was at the same level and had the same skills, the reality is, if you're out there and even though your wife knows how to hunt and kill and butcher and do all that nature survival, the reality is you're old, right? So how is she barely going to make it out there and be able to pull you back? That is the reality that a lot of older people, I say older people, they come to grips that like, and I see the comments, I'll respond in a second. The reality is like, you shouldn't be living out here. I mean, I know you want to, and just like my grandfather, like I told him, you don't need to be living by yourself no more. Well, because he didn't want to move, I had to go to his house practically every day to check up on him, make sure everything was good, help him take a bath every couple of days because he didn't want to take a bath normally, make sure he had food. I had to pay the neighbor to go check up on him daily because I had to work. I mean, it just puts a strain on everybody, right? So like, you're getting too old. You don't need to be out here. And it's not, I don't say out of meanness. I know I'm going to get old one day too. I'm not naive, you know. What's up, Hutch? Let me see. Let me go back here. Let's see, Joe. Sounds good. You have to keep the adventure of life going. I just turned 65. I'm still country, working the property. Yeah, and that is great. Everyone is different, Joe. You could be out there to 75 kicking ass and taking names. Hutch, you're out in your little homestead too, but I'm saying for the majority, not the badasses like you, Joe, Seeger Survival, Yankee, Hutch. For the badass people like you guys, the majority of other people, they can't sustain that life because they get too old. And if you don't get into that lifestyle now and get your body used to like hustle and bustle, you trying to jump out there, meaning me, trying to jump out into the country at my age, that's a quick adaptation. And it's like, my body's not used to that. And that's not to say I can't be out in the country. That doesn't mean I can't tolerate it. I think I'm still young enough to adapt to it, but my wife's older than me. She used to live out in the country. She has no desire to be out in the country, middle of nowhere. She's like, I lived that life growing up. Like, I don't want to be old and older and then be away from everything. Yankee Chat, morning Hutch. Expectancy at birth for women in the United States is 0.8 years. 2020, 79, while the life for men drop. Yeah, and that's the thing is like, the reality is, let's not be badasses here. The reality for all of us men, I'll be 50, right? If I'm lucky, and God willing, I live to 75, that's another 25 years, right? 25 years, and I'll be 50 in 2 months. If I'm, you know, of course we all want to overshoot, but I'm like, hell man, give me to 80, 85. And I'm sure when I'm 80, I'm like, give me to 90. But if I can last to 75 to 80, that's the average life right there, right? If you're healthy, you know, you take care of your body, you maintain a healthy lifestyle, you don't even do anything extraordinary, you're living a simple life, right? That's the average life. If you're lucky, 85, 87, you're like, man, right? That's the truth. And the reality is, guys like Joe, you said you're 65, 75 is 10 more years. And I'm not damning you. I'm not saying that's when you're going to pass away. You could live to be 100, brother. But you know that like time is shorter, right? As even for me, I'm thinking, damn, I'll be 50. Like I got to make sure I go and do stuff that I want to do. I want to make sure I got to live and do things because life is more precious. When I get up, I'm blessed. I'm here, right? We will all make it to 100. That's right, Survivor. We're all going to make it, right, Joe? You got a little bit more time, Joe. I'm not picking on you, Joe, or anybody. I mean, it's just, we have to be reality, right? Checks and balances, right? Yes, everyone will hit that point, and you're 100%. You have to be used to it. Yeah. So, me going into your world, Joe, I don't know how much country is to you, because country is defined differently but me going into your world probably at this age probably is not a good fit for me. Like, I could do it, but I'm not looking to do outdoor work, not at my age, unless I'm the boss and chief and I'm like, hey, you guys do this and take that forklift and do that, and I'm the man in charge. Yeah, I could probably do that management, but like going out there and breaking my back and doing country yard stuff, and no, it's probably not going to happen. If I'm driving a tractor, yeah, probably let the tractor do all the work, right? But getting up and down, like I want to take care of my knees, I want to take care of my back, yes. And I think that we all get to that point where it's like we realize like I'm not the man I used to be, and if I'm gonna make it to 75, 80, I gotta slow down. I gotta take it easy. Like build your homestead like Hutch. Hutch, you're out there doing all the shit, right? You're doing the stuff, but you're doing it to set yourself up. So hopefully in a couple of years, hopefully sooner than later, you can have that shit the way you want it. And you're like, nah, I can just chill and be an old man and do what I want to do. Got my garden set up. I got my homestead. I got my water system. I got this and that. You still have to maintain it, right? But you're there. You got yourself set up. That's the idea, right? You're not trying to do that 15, 20 years into where you're already doing. Like, you don't want to waste time, right? We can't be wasting time here on YouTube talking and talking. We got to go out there and do the shit, right? For me, I got myself set up here, homestead, outside the major city, a small town-ish. And this is my kingdom, right? So I have to go somewhere that's similar like this so I can maintain the same lifestyle. Maybe a different setting. I want to go from 2-story to 1-story. I want something where I'm at now, like they're never going to build back here in my backyard because there's stuff there that's like you can't build there. Like you can't. There's already establishment, but it's a big open field. You can't camp there. Homeless people can't just start. There's stuff there. I'm not going to say just for security reasons, but it's a trail. It's a big field back there. So I'd like to find something like that where maybe I have a neighbor on each side of me, but no one in the back fields. Like that's nice to not see houses behind me. Like I just see fields and a distance, buildings and all that. But it's always going to be like that unless they remove the existing structures that's there, which they're not, to put in homes. So I'm good. If I can find something like that in my next place, great, you know? If I kicked off 2 years from now doing what I do, I'll be good with that. At the moment, I have to work to pay the mortgage. Yeah, Yankee, you do what you got to do, man. You do what you got to do. And I think that for all the OGs here that have been on YouTube for a while, I've been here since 2013, so I've already hit the mile marker. 2013 to 2023. We're in 24, right at the end of it. So like, I may be at the end of this YouTube thing. I'm still gonna stick around, but it's not like it used to be, right? The high end of everyone jumping online during the zombie apocalypse era, that has faded out. So okay, I got a relative, but the era of that has ended. So it's like, okay, you know what? I'm slowly stepping away from YouTube. I still try to upload just to be somewhat relevant, but new chapters in my life. Next week, won't be throwing as much, won't be making videos as much, and that's okay. It's okay to say, hey, I'll still check in every once in a while, but I think change comes to us all, right? And we have to see the writing on the wall when it's like, not so much you're too old to get out of here, but it's like, I've done my time. It's time to pass the torch. It's a new era of YouTubers and TikToks. Let those guys have that. Keep the friends you have, stay in contact. I still look at YouTube just for entertainment. I look at YouTube more than I do TV. But I can't spend all day on this either, right? I'm not making a living off this, so I can't devote like half my day to editing videos and shit. It gets to the point where it's like, is that worth my time anymore? And it's not. Does it mean I'm going to quit YouTube? Not necessarily, because I feel like I'm one of the last of the Mohicans in my groups to still be here. But, for everyone that has had a taste of the 15 minutes of fame, great. Those people are pretty much gone or already on the way out. For the rest of us that have never gotten the 15 minutes of fame, we're still hoping to get that a little bit. But, it diminishes as time goes on. So, but anyway. Let's see, Hutch, passing over profit, hard to maintain. Yeah, and I get it. Like I said, I don't shit on anyone that does, but some of those song and ponies are just old. Like I think you did a recent video, Hutch, and you were saying that, that group of preppers are like breaking news every day. And it's like, nothing's changed. Like, yeah, breaking news is every day, but it gets to a point where, like, are you just doing breaking news just to put out a video to get likes and get the views from the what is it, where YouTube pays you AdSense and stuff like that, and the Patreon? Or are you doing it because there really is breaking news? Like, at what point are you just putting shit out just to put out? Like, let's be real, right? Now, if you're doing it and you're actually getting online, putting legitimate, useful content creator stuff, like, man, Hutch just showed me something new today, and you're getting paid for that time, great. But if you're just putting on there breaking news, World War III, the zombie apocalypse is happening today, then it's like, what are you really doing with your time? Because now you're just wasting my time. And we know that there's lots of people out there like, breaking news, here we go again. It's like the same old, same old. It's the same rhetoric. It's like, you're not telling me nothing new. The gig is up. We all know. There you go, Grant. You know what I'm talking about. It's just like, dude, you're wasting your time now. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, it used to be fun to watch. I used to listen to you. Canadian Prepper, not talking shit about him. Back in the day when he was nobody, we would conversate on each other's videos. I'm nobody to him now, right? But it's just like, dude, when you come on and do breaking news, this is it. This better be it, motherfucker. This better be it. This better be the WW3. It's about to pop off. Like, you don't have to make so many, but I understand. Algorithms. He's getting paid. He has a store. And I'm just like, what happened to you, man? Like, what happened to you? All the prepper channels. And anyone that's a big prepper channel was back in the day, they're gone. Even the gun channels. I don't even see a lot of the gun people anymore. Like, they're gone. And I get it. YouTube has changed. But some of them guys burned themselves out. Some of them just had the same song and pony. And it's like I got the new G100. I went to the gun show. I'm the first one to buy this. And while it's nice to be first and have it, it's like, okay. You've been first the last 50 times, okay? So, live your life, guys. And I'm going to finish it up with a little bit of words of wisdom from old Red. Live your life. You're not taking none of this shit with you when you die. Spend it well. Have fun. If you got pews, go out there and then go to the range and, have fun. Take some family. Take your loved ones. Take your kids. If you're doing homestead stuff like Hutch, Yankee, whoever out there, man, get your family involved. Make it a good time. Just think about, this is the life you're building for. Your kids may not want it. Other people may not want it. But if you can enjoy and share that with people when they come over and like, man, look at my garden here. Man, yeah, this is awesome, Hutch. Do it. Secret survival, you like camping. Go out there and camp with your son or whoever. Enjoy it, man. Because you ain't taking none of that shit with you when you die, man, right? We have what we have to make us feel good, right? To say, I have it. If something happens, I have it. I got a boat, I got, PPUs, whatever. Enjoy it. You're not taking it with you. It's nice to put money aside. I'm not saying be foolish and just be dumb and spend your money and rack up your credit cards. No, because if nothing happens, you're stuck with those bills forever, and you're never going to pay them off. That's the plan. Yeah, be smart about it. Live your life. And when things become too overbearing, any word on how? No. In fact, I was trying to search for him on social media, and I was almost tempted to reach out to like his ex-family in-laws or whatever. I'm pretty sure I can find one or two of them and just say, hey, what's going on? But last he had told me, I think I've told you and other people, I think he was going through some mental stuff. I honestly do, with the PTSD and then just the stress. And he was starting to hear things and see things, and we're like, dude, and the text messages, he would just say some I'm not shitting on Sly Tiger. I consider him a brother, a friend, but he was starting to go through some stuff and just talking about aliens, UFOs, worms. I mean, just, and I'm like, dude, get off the drugs. Like, dude, get off the drugs. And I really think he was going through a phase in his life. He moved on. Um, he's not married anymore. I think he went to Mexico, New Mexico or Mexico, found another Hispanic because Sly Tiger's white. He found another Mexican, and as far as I know, he was with her, but I don't know. I didn't see anything recently in the last month, several months or longer. The last thing he told me was, and I think once Midas passed away, I think that shit really hit him. But the last thing he told me was, I just want to be left alone. And then that was it. And he went dark in the chats and the text messages. I try to reach out to him. I'm like, hey man, like, just give me a call. Like, and Sly was back in the day, man. I think him and a couple other people got me started. But he just said, I just want to be left alone. I think he just wanted to start his life over again. Like, I don't even think he's into the pew-pews no more. I think he sold all that. I think he just started like flat, brand new life, divorced, new wife. Not that he, he has two kids. I think he wanted to start over again. For whatever reason, I can't explain or justify. I'm not speaking for him, but I can't imagine being in his shoes like that. And that must suck that you just want to start your life all over again. Or you want to leave the life you had, or that you were that miserable. And not to mention, just dealing with mental stuff too. And I'm not shitting on Sly, but sometimes people that go into the military, whether they go overseas or not, it just really fucks with them here, and they come back a whole different person. Like, who the fuck is this person? His PTS that cost him everything. His wife, yeah, exactly. And again, not shitting on them, but you're right. Secret Survival. Hey, what's going on, High Desert? Poor guy went through it. Yeah, in the beginning, and I won't ramble too much about Sly, but in the very beginning, when I came across his channel because he was talking shit about, what's his name? He used to be a cop or a constable, bald-headed guy. He got in trouble because he was making remarks to like the GOV, and then they came after him. He had a big channel. He had a mustache, bald guy, lost a lot of weight, got tattoos. He was real popular. I'm sure you guys are going to put it in the comment. Uncle Al seems to be having stroke after stroke. Uncle Al. Secret, send me a message, a link, email it to me, who that is, Uncle Al. Anyway, I came across his channel, and the very first time I saw Sly, he was like twitching and shaking, and like, and I was like, man, what the fuck's wrong? This guy's on some drugs. I actually came across his video like that, and then, but he was an interesting guy to me, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna check out his videos, and then I met everybody else through him. All the other guys, like Chuck Connors, Midas Welby was friends with him. I met everybody through Sly Tiger, and that's why I said I still consider him to be a friend, but I don't think that guy. I think he needed to start over. I think mentally he was just broken, and the PTSD and I'm not shit on him. I'm sure that cost him his marriage and his wife. I mean, I don't know what his wife was thinking. I'm sure she was like dealing with him, and it's unfortunate. I don't wish that on anybody to go through that. So anyway, enough about him. Miss all the Maverick Mafia. They're still around, dude. They're still around. They just don't do. Bizza was on here earlier. I still text Chuck Connors from time to time. The red pill, blue pill. He didn't do too much, but he's doing good. His little baby girl's grown up. And then I'm missing somebody. Chuck Connors, Bizza, and Pill. And then it used to be Midas Welby and then Sly Tiger. So those two got one, Midas passed away and Sly just disappeared on this. So there's another prepper. He's getting skinny with each video. Like, what's his name? Is it a prepper channel? Is it the guy that says old son? Or thanks for the cup of coffee? You talking about him? I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he's gotten like really skinny. Like, dude, what is going on? And I've lost weight because I wanted to. Thank God. Okay, yes, I need. Um, is it Prepper Nation? I think that's who you're talking about. Prepper Nation. He's lost a lot of weight. Yeah, I hope he's not sick or anything. But yeah, that dude looks skinny. He used to have a little meat on himself, kind of like me. I don't like to say fat or anything, but yeah, look, I mean, I've definitely lost, dude. I've lost weight. I don't even wear. I was wearing like I like 38s because they were bigger, but I was 36 waist. I'm down to like 32, 33, depending on the brand. Like I've really come down. So like I don't want to go back to 36. In fact, I need to get all my pants and sell them online. I'm never gonna wear those again. So I'm finding even my clothes now. Like if I can find the 32 stretchy, the elastic ones, because they make them like that a lot, I can slip into 32s. But I'm at 33ish. I'm even getting away from 34. So I'm trying to get down to 190. But yeah, so I haven't bought any clothes. I don't even know where to go. But I might go buy a couple of pants, some new pants for my new gig. But yeah, definitely kind of scary when you think about that. Like, man, I mean, I know we all get to that age where it's like we got to check up on our health. We got to stop smoking, stop drinking, take care of your bodies. I mean, and everyone's different. I've seen people that smoke until the day they die, and they're like into the 90s. Like, damn, face is wrinkled like a prune. But some people smoke for all their life, and they're like, nothing kills them. Like, damn, good for you. Good for you, you know. And some people are just built like that. And again, I'm not shit on anyone that smokes. If that's your thing, I hope that you live a long life. But I know that it certainly impacts your life span. So if you want to live longer, I've had close friends to me like, I'm gonna die with a cigarette in my hand. And one of my friends, coworkers, he had a heart attack, and the doctor said, I told you already, stop smoking, but if if you don't want to live, keep smoking because you're not going to make it. And his eyes got so big, he's like, I don't want to fucking die. So he stopped smoking. He started doing the chewing the nicotine gum. I don't know if he did the patches for a little while, and then I think he's back to smoking again. So I'm like, dude, whatever. My uncle, he smoked his whole life, drank whiskey. He pretty much smoked until like the last year or two, and he had cancer too, and he didn't want to give it up. I have a cousin, same thing. He's had several strokes. He's only like a year and a half older than me, and he didn't want to stop smoking either. Now he had to stop, but he's in bad shape. So poor guy, man. But sometimes you got to make changes, man. It's not that you don't want to. People don't want you not to live a good life. You just get to a point like, dude, if you want to live another 5 or 10 more years, you have to stop doing this or doing that. Um, I'll be sneaking smokes in hospice bag, but so go. Yeah, if that's and that's the thing, Hutch. If you're okay with it, hey man, you do you, brother. If you enjoy it that much and it brings you pleasure, and you're okay with it, go for it, man. It's your life, right? So I think when people say you should stop smoking or whatever, I'm pretty sure Hutch is like, and you need to mind your fucking business. I could hear Hutch say that, like, and you need to mind your fucking business. But in general, I think when we hear people say you should stop smoking, just in general, right? Nothing personal. Stop drinking. It's just because it's good advice for the most part to say, hey, look, if you want to live as long as possible and better your chances at, even if it's just a couple of years or several years, you probably should stop smoking, should stop drinking. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. It's everyone's choice, right? It's my choice to keep throwing knives until my shoulder goes out, or like, do stuff that probably isn't good for me. But, you know, I certainly try to cut out a lot of sugar in my life now. I just drink coffee. I don't put coffee or the sweet sugar thing in there. I drink half and half. No sugar, just coffee, right? Some people drink it black. I can't. Um, I cut out a lot of carbs. Last time we went to Luby's, I had fish and some cornbread.
And that cheesecake, that big old Oreo cheese. I was like, man, that looks good. Some apple. I didn't do it because my wife's like, I'm gonna make some desserts this week. I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait. I don't need it. I want it, but I don't need it. I'll have ice cream here once in a while. So, sorry. Let me go back to the chat here. Man, I appreciate you guys. Biggest problem. Okay, horrible. Okay, let me go back up. I apologize. Let me read your comments before anybody goes away. Hold on. Well, I gained. Okay, so I'm gonna start with high desert. Did the muscle like that. Right. Hell, I gained too much weight. Grant, I gained too much weight last year. Got to eat a way more better. Eat a way more better. Yeah, definitely, brother. And no one's perfect. I mean, I eat a lot of salads now, fish. I definitely try to stay away from red meats. I know that people say, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with red meats." I just know what I see. I'm like, okay, I cut the red meats out. Occasionally, I'll have something like occasionally, but I don't eat red meats. I don't eat hamburgers. I eat a lot of chicken and fish and salad, and I'm okay with it. I'll eat a pizza every once in a while. Meats, I guess, right there. Joe said, looking good, Red. Staying lean is important for quality of life. Yeah, definitely. You feel lighter. Joe, I hope all y'all are here. Let me go through your comments real quick before you go. Survival said, horrible way to die. My mother and father died of cancer. They suffered 2 years bad, then died. Yeah, and that's the thing that scared me. It's like, man, like, I know we're all gonna die, right? You know, everyone's gonna die. I know, I get it, right? But I think a lot of people hope that they die in their sleep peacefully, or they die at an old age, or just like, yeah, I'm gonna say 86 for safe, so no one gets offended if you're 60s or whatever. Like they were like, yeah, I'm watching my grandkids. I'm gonna take a nap here, and like they die. Like, oh, grandpa died. Like grandpa lived to be old. I think we all want. Right? Nobody wants to die in a car accident, and a fire, drowning. Um, while they're having a good time and they have like a heart attack or some shit. Nobody wants to die that way, right? But we don't control that, right? So we have to better our chances and live the best life we can, right? High Desert said, biggest problem I have is a job. That's why you got to plan, man. You got to tell your kids, go work for a job, city, state, government, county, some type of job that has a retirement plan. And even now it's changing. And so if you don't get your foot in the door, go get one of those type of jobs. They're boring jobs. The young people hate it. They're like, I don't want to do this. I want to work for a corporation and make bonuses and live, you know. At the end of that, and they get older, the number one thing I've heard from everyone is, I wish I would have started this job where I worked at. I wish I would have started this job 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And I just like that. That was confirmation enough to me to say, you just sit your ass here, Red, and you do your time so you can retire. And it paid off. And those guys are still working. They're like, yeah, they're in their, they're in their mid to late 50s, 60s, still waiting to retire. And I'm just like, fuck that, man. Like, my brother saw a guy. He goes, poor guy. He was probably in his late 60s. He goes, I'm sure this was not his retirement plan, was to like be working at Subway. So like, fuck no. Like, man, that sucks. I mean, people do what you got to do, and not everyone makes, I hate to say the right choices, but the best choices when they're younger, and they're like, they're living their life. I mean, you can't shit on people for that, right? But I always use it to gauge my own life and thinking, man, I made the right decision. I didn't sleep around with several women, and I don't have kids with several women, I got married, divorced, had 2 kids, remarried, had 4 stepkids, 6 total. Things happen. My wife also got married. I'm her second marriage too, and we've been married for 18 years already. So cheers to us. But it's like, you live and learn, and you try not to repeat that. And the second go around in whatever that is, job, life, career, education, you try to make the better decision so you don't have to do this shit again. Let me go through these comments here. Damn, I want to keep up with you guys. Hold on. Hold on. See, the biggest problem I have a job. I say Yankee said, smokes and Diet Pepsi until my 1 meal a day. Been that way for 10 years. And that's the thing. I don't drink sodas either. And again, I'm not shit on anyone does, but like when I go to Sam's or wherever and I see people walk up with these big old cases, I'm like, damn, like yeah. And I have to think one of my kids, like he told us a long time, he was like, I don't drink sodas. There's a lot of sugar in it. It's not good for you. So sodas, cigarettes, and drinking, I don't do. And I'm not shitting on anyone that does. I just know that they're not good for you. But I also know that it's hard to break those. And it's hard to break that stuff. I mean, it takes discipline, I guess. But yeah. But if you cut them down, I think Yankee, if you cut them down, like I don't smoke like 5 packs a day. Now I smoke one day. Okay, you're working on that, right? You're slowing down. You're not killing your lungs that quickly, right? I get it. I'll be seeking smokes in. Yeah, I saw that one. Good. Hud said good. Yep, sugar has killed more of my family than anything else. That's what I keep hearing. Everyone, like in the medical field, says cut the sugars out. The sugars leads to Alzheimer's, and too much sugar leads to like cancer cells and shit. And that shit's scary because I'm like, who doesn't like a cookie or ice cream or like? But I will say this, reflecting on Midas, I noticed he didn't eat a lot of healthy stuff. Like he ate a lot of cereal. Well, cereal is not good for you, especially the sweet stuff. A lot of Pop Tarts. He had a lot of quick food, like convenience store, like hot dogs, hot pockets, hot pizzas. I mean, that's all his diet consisted of, right? Every once in a while, he said that he would eat a good salad, but he drank a lot of sugary stuff. And even the landlord, when I went to Montana a year ago, to the same place where he lived at, I went to see it, the house that was built behind the main house, and the landlord there, she said, yeah, that his name was Casey, by the way, Midas, Casey. She said, Casey, I noticed that he would eat a lot of sweet stuff, but he was thin as board. Like the dude was like skinny. It was like, you fucker, man, why are you so naturally skinny? But he ate like a lot of sweet stuff, like donuts, Pop Tarts. I mean, it was just sugary stuff, sugary. So he didn't really eat healthy, and he smoked. Like Casey smoked cigarettes, and he did recreational, weed, right? I think they say weed's okay. Weed's better than smoking cigarettes because of the nicotine, because the grass, right? The weed is natural from the earth. But he did not really sustain a healthy life, right? He worked a lot. He was a good worker, damn good worker. That's sad. Been there too. What did Hutch say? Trees, smoking beer. Oh no, somebody else said Suzuki. Hey, welcome Suzuki. Thanks for joining the live. I'm glad you guys have stopped by, man. It's made me want to stay here. Football season is chips and salsa season versus getting in skiing shape. Yeah, that's the thing, is like moderations, high desert, moderations, man. I had an old training coach tell me it's okay to have a couple Oreos, but don't eat the whole bag. Like, have a couple, man. Enjoy. There's nothing wrong with having a little enjoyment in life. Like, have a couple of cookies. Don't eat the whole bag. Don't eat the whole bag of Oreos. They have like 4 big long rows. Get a couple, man. Don't get like a whole row and dunk that shit in milk and eat it and be like, oh, that's cool. Some people eat the whole bag like in one day. It's like that's not healthy for you, They are laying off now. Oh wait, oh shit, did I miss something? Let me go back up. My version of hell on earth is being at Walmart door greeter in my golden years. Yeah, I could just see Hutch there like, what? You got a problem? Yeah. You got a charming personality, right, Hutch? Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to do that, man. But there's a lot of quiet jobs you can do, Hutch, like, and I'm not saying that this is the only job you can do, but I think about, like, when I go to my local recycle center, there's a guy there. He's a Hispanic guy. He's older than me, but he just checks people in at the thing, at the dump, where they just, he doesn't do anything labor. He's in a little shack office with an AC, and he comes out and checks your ID, makes sure you live in this area, asks what you're dumping. He's like, okay, go to that bin, go. And that's what he does all day, like easy peasy. Doesn't really have a whole lot of contact with people other than just check their ID. So there are simple jobs. I thought, man, that I could do that. So I was thinking about applying where he was at to see if they had hiring. That's not to say I wouldn't do that either. And he got benefits and everything. So, and they're only open to the public a couple of days out of the week. So I don't know what he does the rest of the week. But let's see. Laying off, man, they're laying off everywhere. It said responded to your email at Hutch. You're a good dude. We appreciate it. Yeah, Hutch is a good guy. I think some of us have grown to like Hutch over the years. I wasn't sure about you, Hutch, in the beginning. I wasn't sure. I was like, man, who's that dude with the crazy eye, man? He's got that crazy eye going like, I don't trust him. It's got that little crazy eye. I'm like, is it open or closed? What's going on there? So you turned out to be a good guy, Hutch. I like your channel, man. You and what's the grandpa? What's your coworker? Backwoods. Modern Life. Let's see. Dang. Let's see. Go back up. Man, you guys are just all coming out of the woodwork, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Double stuffed Oreos, not right? Dude, they used to call me Cookie Monster back in the day. I'd go to my cousin, I'd get the chocolate chip cookies. I'd get like a stack of them, right? Give me a glass of milk. Damn. I'd go over there looking for cookies, and I was like, man, where are the cookies at? I know you got cookies here. And I'll be opening. They would hide that shit in the cotton. Like, oh, he found the cookies. I'm like, man, give me them. Open the bag, give me a stack. I was like, I'm good now. And I'd sit there and eat cookies. When I was younger, right? I don't do that shit now. I'll have a couple here and there. Started carnivore diet, losing weight. That carnivore diet really works for a lot of people, Yankee. It's not my thing, but it seems to work for a lot of people. Still building a house, keeps me in shape. Good. No shit, Yankee Hutch. I'm already. Let's see. I'm just reading this. So what? So what happened? So what happened to Just Josh? He's wiped his. Okay. I don't want to call anybody out, but I'm sure there's one or two guys here that that used to be friends with Just Josh. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't opened that door. I was once acquaintances with Josh, and did not turn out to be the guy I thought he was, And I find that, unfortunately, some people you open the door to, and you kind of say, look, I don't do this with a lot of people, but and then they end up backstabbing you, or they end up being a two-face, or they end up not really being the person you thought they were, Could be wrong, I don't know. But I just know from what I hear from other channels, yeah, a lot of people are not happy with him. And I have no idea what happened to JJ. I just know that he burned his bridges with some people, so, I don't know. I'm sure he's doing this thing. I'm sure, like a lot of YouTubers, the gig is up, and, people are not who they say they are, right? People are not, they get in and, some people have that likable personality, and they're just like, man, I want to be his friend. He's like, well, and I kind of fell for that too, because I remember I came across his channel because I'm always searching for preppers, SHTF type of videos, and I came across his and just kind of chatted, did a little VR response to him, and he was like, oh man, check this out, this guy did a video response. And this is when he was trying to build up his channel, and then of course he befriended a lot of people out there in the SHTF prepper community, whatever you want to call it these days, and very likable. But it turns out I ended up liking some of the other friends that he liked, and that is two of them. One of them's here, Hutch, and then Backwoods, and then I don't really talk to anybody else, but those two guys I like. And I was YouTube friends with Just Josh first, before those guys. But yeah, I think some people come out of their sheep clothing, and you find out they're wolves and not sheep, or whatever, the other way around, however you want to say it. But yeah, but am I used to it? I mean, I've been here since 2013. I've seen a lot of people come and go, man. Some people just can't hang, and you give them a lot of pointers on how to go live and do this and that, and make sure you write your topics down. And I gave him a lot of pointers, and and then once he got what he needed, it was like kind of ghosted. I'm like, dude, I thought you were a good dude, man. You know, so who knows? He'll probably be reincarnated and come back on a different channel. And if he does, hey, much success to you. Good for you. You do you. It's not going to stop me from living just as much. I'm sure he's not losing sleep over people that he may have pissed off here. I'm sure he's doing good. He's not fazed by, you know, anything that he did. Some people can live like that. Some people have a guilty conscience and will come on here and it's like, you know what? I apologize to the community. I backstabbed some people in the community, or I'm not the person I say I was, or I just wanted to be friends with you to gain subscribers. Not that I'm going to show up to any of your events, even though you guys keep inviting me, because I'm not down with the okie dokes. I'm not down with the okie dokes. So, I don't know, man. Yeah, I have no idea. Secret stuff. I have no idea, man. But yeah, people come and go, man. I know that. Right, High Desert. People come and go, man. I remember when I first started watching High Deserts, all his videos were like this. Well, yeah, you know, yeah. How's it going there? And I'm like, dude, I can't even see your face. He's like, yeah, I'm talking like this. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, do you have a face? What's going on? Do you have a discarded face you don't want to show us, or are you an FBI agent, or what? What? For the longest time, like, dude, show your face. Like, what is going on with this? Like, yeah, everything's good. Yeah. I'm like, dude, show your face. And the very beginning, when I first came, I listened, don't watch, right? Yeah, preppers out there, be aware. I'm not a cop. I'm just looking over your fence. Not being creepy, just. Yeah, it's all good. I just, you know, sometimes it takes us a while to open up whatever shot. No, I was like not on camera. I was like just talking. I remember one day I just thought, I'm going to create a channel. Well, I had to create you have to create a channel to comment on people's videos. But I was like, I'm going to do my very first video. And the very first video was like just looking out of this. Like I wasn't even on camera. I was just off. And then when I did come on, I would always wear shades and a cap, and I was like, back when I had hair, you know, now I was like, I just wear a cap because, you know, I don't have any hair. Just a little peach fuzz here and there, so I just keep it short, keep a cap on, nothing to look at underneath that dome. So I can remember Big John doing videos at the dinner room table. Who's Big John? Is that Yankee? Is that High Desert? You talking about, or who? Who's Big John? Now there's a guy in the Second Amendment group called Big Johnson. He does videos, but he has a full set of hair, and he lives, I think, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. TPM. I don't know who TPM is. So yeah. All right. Let's spend the last 10-15 minutes talking about whatever you guys want. So I'm gonna open it up. Prepper. Oh. Prepared Mind. Got you, John. Yes. Let me say this about John. John was the very first channel, Prepper channel, that I made contact with. Like, we exchanged information, numbers, and for the longest time we were texting. Occasionally I'll go to his lives or whatever, but John was the very first guy that did not turn out to be someone fake or false or backstab me. Dude was like down to earth, Marine guy. Enjoyed talking to him. He was married, had 2 boys, got divorced, moved, and then pretty much lost contact with them. But every once in a while I'll send him a message, but rarely now. And I told him, I was like, hey, my information is the same, just reach out if you want. But you know, he's doing this thing, so you know, sometimes you make friends and you stay friends, you just kind of get a little distant from each other. But yeah, John, the Prepared Mind. I remember when he used to have that Viking opening scene with the music, and it was a Viking ship. That's the old school days. But yeah, he's a good guy. He turned out to be one of the good. And so it's rare. There's only a few folks that read when you're gonna jump on a damn panel with someone. Oh, I did. I jumped on a panel, and Backwoods was on there. It was with what's his name? He's a white guy, drives a truck. He does those lives or whatever. I've jumped on his just a lot. I just requested, but yeah, I'll have to do that one day. I'll have to jump on one of your lives, whatever. But yeah, I've been on the live with Backwoods, not behind the scenes or nothing, but just I just yeah, got a link request or submitted to join or whatever. So I've been on there. I don't go on. I like to listen to you guys because you guys are so entertaining. And I don't know how much value I would add to that, but yeah, I may just jump and surprise you, like, hey man, let me jump on and say hello. But yeah, I'm not shy to. I think sometimes you listen to what you guys have to say because it's like, man, it's just funny shit. So I don't know how much I'd add to that funniness, entertainment, but yeah, I may pop in just to say hello, just so you know I'm not scared or nothing. I'm not like, oh, I don't want to. But yeah, I do enjoy watching your lives, man, and you and Backwoods. You're just like dynamic duo, just back and forth, man. And I don't want to disrupt that, but I'll surprise you one day. Hell, I went by my real name back then. Yeah, I don't do real names here, just because for security reasons. But like, there's a few folks that know, and it's nothing special. It's just I go by Red. But yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. But yeah, other than that, football today. I'm gonna go meet up with family later. Football tomorrow, Labor Day, pool party early with some family, and then Monday I just gonna rest up, and then Tuesday I start my new gig, and I may not be on here as much anymore, but I'll still check in, of course. I'll still upload a random video. Hey guys, I gotta go. Thanks for sharing, Red. You always give me food for thought. Yes, brother, with zero bullshit and no drama. I appreciate it. Yes, try to stay humble. And I'm probably gonna wrap this up in a minute, but take care, Joe, and wish me good luck, man. And take care of yourself, man. Stay busy and just live your life. And I'll probably wrap it up here. I don't think there's much. I don't see anybody else. See you, Joe. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. I don't see any other comments. Unless somebody has something to say. I'll wrap it up here. If I see somebody say something, I will. It's coming up on my phone faster than here. Okay. Good luck, brother. Okay, good luck. Ohio State. Texas, baby, Texas. So, okay, it's coming up quicker here than here. Why isn't it coming up on my computer? Let me go down here. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Give me a minute to say my goodbyes. I appreciate everyone that's been here. I will say this. Stay humble. Stay active. Stay healthy as best as you can. If you can't give it all up, maybe just minimize it, right? Good luck, brother. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks, Red. Be seeing you. Just live your life, guys, right? I mean, don't worry about what that guy's doing or what she's doing. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all trying to figure it out. We're all trying to make it, right? We're trying to share our lives here on these platforms. My best advice, and this is just going through my grandpa, is you're not taking none of this shit with you, guys. I don't care if you have 100 guns. I don't care if you have $1 million in the bank. I don't care if you have several properties. Yes, those are all good things and great. Enjoy them, share them, cherish them. Have a plan. Pass them on to your kids, because you never know when that life is coming to an end, right? For most of us, we hope we see it coming. Like, I'm getting old, or I only got a couple more years to live, or I can plan for this, but most of us don't know when that last day is. So enjoy it, make memories, be positive, be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday. Even if it's just baby steps. Be humble, be kind, be compassionate, be thoughtful. Tell your loved ones, hey man, I love you, man. I'm not a love you type of guy, I'm not a love you type of person, but I love you, man. I love you, son. I'm proud of your daughter. Be good men, be good women, right? Be better today than you were yesterday. We're gonna fuck up in life. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna do bad things, because we can all be bad people. None of us are perfect. But you can be a better person today than you were yesterday. And that version of you yesterday, it outdates itself. It runs its course. You can't be that 20, 30-year-old living on the road, living by the dreams and just living on the whim of things. Like, you have to change. You have to make changes at some point, right? And for those that don't adapt and change to life, like, you used to be able to do that shit then. You can't do it now. Or maybe you were the greatest worker that there was. You're not that person today. Step down the podium. Let somebody else take over. Give someone else a chance. All those things. Be humble, right? And know that this life will come to an end. We're not taking none of this shit with us. Our looks are going to fade. Our health is going to change. Our bodies are going to change. We're not going to be the people we used to be. But we can still have the best lives that we want, that we make for ourselves, right? So anyway, I don't want to preach to y'all. God bless you all. Have a blessed weekend. Be safe on the road. Make it count. And yeah. Right out.